It's not the tipping. It's these new businesses we never used to tip using the iPad against us.
I hate when they turn the iPad around and there's questions. Okay, y'all, like, if you don't want to tip, don't tip, but move on.
A debate around the rise of iPad tipping has been happening online. So I'm here in New York City to ask people where they stand.
I feel very forced to do it anywhere I go. Even at my local smoke shop, after I'm done getting a pre-roll, he'll flip it around and be like, tip, tip. No. Sometimes at coffee shops, I'll do it if, like, I really like the person who made my coffee.
The coffee, it's already $8. Then if I tip, it's gonna be 10. Like, I don't want to buy the coffee anymore.
Here is your water. Now, if you could just do me a favor and tap one of these really cute looking buttons. Uh-oh, I can no longer financially support my dog.
It should not have to be up to the client to make sure that your employees are paid, but that's the society that we live in. So be a pal, tip karma.
Sometimes I feel bad when I don't. So I kind of like pretend that I'm thinking of like a price to put and then I press the 0 one. But I don't know, I feel bad. I feel like people should, but when I don't have it, I don't have it. So.
If the only reason why you're this upset about like this iPad tipping situation is if you feel guilty if they turn that around, like you don't have to. So if you feel guilty, that's completely on you.
Just tip.
Tip.
What's the big deal?
I don't think anyone's paid that well, period. That's why I always tip.
It's not like baristas are cleaning up in New York or anywhere else. Tip.
Who can afford to live most places? So tip.
See, it's no-brainer, no-brainer.
As a barista, I just want to let you know, like, if you do tip, I'm so grateful. Like, it makes my whole day. And when I go out, I'm able to tip my waiters and waitresses accordingly because I make the funds that I do.
It does make me feel pressured, like it's part of the purchase when they have the iPad, and now I have to add that. And it's an option, but it does make it feel like it's part of the purchase.
As a business matter, I think that it's genius to have like this pressure to give more tips.
Most of the people that I know, they feel bad about having to turn that shit around. No one's gonna give you shit, like I promise.
If you don't want to tip, don't tip. If you're gonna be angry about tipping, don't tip.
They undercut themselves, where I've seen the tip that I was going to give is a lot higher than than the 3 options they give you. And when they do custom tip, I'm too lazy. I'm not going to go custom tip. You know what I mean? So I'll just go for one of the 3 options, and a lot of times it's less than I would have tipped.
I feel kind of pressured because it gets a little awkward because it's like now at this point, like, I'm gonna seem like a bad person if I don't tip, and then I'm just like, oh, whatever, I'm never gonna be here anymore, they're never gonna see me, so it's whatever. And usually I just hit the 0.
It's nice to have the percentages there also, but I always tip regardless if it's on an iPad or not. And if like someone's making me coffee, I'm not making it at home, so yeah, I would still tip $1 at the least.
I think you should tip depending on your situation in life. I work in the service industry, like currently. I think tipping is wonderful and it's like blessings you spread.
I'm older now, so I'm always like, here's $1, thank you. You know, here's 2. I just want you to know.
We got froyo last night, and it was serve yourself. Then when I go to pay, the kid at the register is like, it's just gonna ask you a question. And the question says, how much tip do you wanna leave? It was literally serve yourself. Anybody's getting a tip around here, it's me.
It depends on the establishment. Like, if it's obviously like the yogurts where you're filling up your own cup, it's like, come on now. But like coffee shops, I definitely get it, yeah.
I don't really think about it. It's kind of if I have it, if I don't. If I have it, then I'll do it regardless, even if I'm like self-serving. But yeah, if I don't, I don't.
Specifically like small businesses, that's where I usually do like to tip if I can.
I think it's more just about the timing in which the product or service that you ordered is received and the amount of effort that takes place. Sometimes it could be no effort, but just the person's embrace or the way that they treated you, the customer service was nice.
Working in especially food service in New York City is like, you have to deal with so much. So if you're making, whether it's the state minimum wage or the federal minimum wage, you deserve tips regardless.
Minimum wage isn't high enough. We also work in the service industry, so I just assume that no one is making enough so when money. I go into a place and I see the iPad swivel around, I'm like, oh, they're not being paid a lot per hour.
It's weird because it's always like the fast food joints where you don't really want to tip them, you know, but then you realize they're making minimum wage, so you want to, but I don't think it's a good idea. You know what? Now that I think about it, it might be a good idea at the fast food spots because these people are making almost no money. So